It's time for ping pong balls.
Oh, I love ping pong balls.
Don't you, though?
Yeah.
Do you love them less when you're not involved? Does it take? This is a huge day for 13 different franchises, and there's only 13, even though there's 14 lottery spots, because the Spurs are in there twice. We'll get to that in a minute. But there's 13 franchises tonight, and one of them will have their fortunes changed for the better in, at least on paper, a pretty dramatic way. You are going to be allowed, if you win this lottery, to select the youngest Wooden Award winner in history, the face of this past season's college basketball season, and one of the great Duke Blue Devils of all time, if you just focus on what he actually did while he was there. Led the team in the 5 major statistical categories, ran away with the National Player of the Year race, took the Blue Devils to the Final Four, and had them just a couple of plays away from playing on that Monday night and competing for a national championship. It's a big night in the NBA.
Yep.
In a different reality, could have been a big night for the Grizzlies. It's not. Does that take anything away from it for you? Are you less excited than you otherwise would be? Of course you. No?
I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I don't care because I am of the mindset that I'm not sure how much a rookie's going to help this team going into this season. So it doesn't. In this specific year, it doesn't bother me. I'm not that worried about it.
But if you even had like a 1% chance of landing Cooper Flagg tonight, we would spend 18 minutes talking about, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we'd be like, well, it didn't happen, but we'd at least spend 18 minutes talking about it and getting excited. But it's just like holding an actual lottery ticket. You're probably not going to cash it. Yeah. But when you're holding it and Mega Millions is $275 million, just for a second you start to think about, man, what if this really did happen?
No, it's true.
Wouldn't that be crazy? And then it doesn't happen. And then you just throw your ticket away and you realize you just, thrown cash into the garbage like millions of other Americans. But whatever. For a moment, you let your imagination take you to places and you have fun with it. And that's what we would be doing today if the Grizzlies had some ping pong balls in the ping pong ball generator. But they don't. So we don't get to daydream about possibly getting Cooper Flagg. But 13 other franchises do. Do you have a preferred destination for Cooper? Is there somewhere you'd like to see him and somewhere you'd hate to see him?
The East. Anywhere in the East.
You want to send him to the East?
Yeah, go to the East. I'm so sick of the West getting good players. I'm done with it. We need the East to get on a little roll here.
Okay, well, 2 of the 3 franchises with the best odds are in the Eastern Conference. That's the Wizards and the Hornets. The Jazz would be the other one. And this is important to remember because I think it gets lost sometimes. You'll hear things like, and the Jazz and the Hornets and the Wizards have the best odds to land Cooper Flagg. That's technically true.
Yep.
It's not good odds. It's just the best. But it's still not good. Even those 3 franchises with the best odds, it's still just 14% chance to win the lottery. So not good odds, but still the best odds. 14% chance for each of them. Philadelphia would be kind of if you just care about the NBA, that'd be kind of a neat place for him to end up. Because if you go to Washington, you're on an irrelevant franchise right from the jump.
Yeah, I got no room for that.
If you go to Charlotte, they'll be excited in Charlotte, and it'll be a Duke Blue Devil staying in the state of North Carolina.
That's what I'm rooting for.
That'd be fine.
Downtrodden franchise, God, give them anything to hold on to.
But it's not like then you're going to be watching Cooper Flagg in the Eastern Conference semifinals next season.
Probably so.
But Philadelphia,
that could be fun.
Well, that's a franchise that's supposed to be competing in its current form. It's just that Joel Embiid can't walk and Paul George is struggling as well, and they really went the wrong way, in part by design after just an atrocious start to the season. Then they just sort of shut everything down and said, all right, we're going to get into the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes. But if I tell you that roster is healthy, even without Cooper Flagg, you think that it can compete in the East up there with Boston and Cleveland and the Pacers and any other franchises competing there. You add Cooper Flagg to it. I guess what I'm saying is it's not crazy to me that a year from today, if the Sixers were to win the lottery, we could be talking about the Eastern Conference semifinals, Sixers and Celtics, And Cooper Flagg is a starting forward for that Philadelphia team that won 55 games and is now 2 wins away from the Eastern Conference Finals. If you want to have him on a relevant Eastern Conference team, you're probably rooting for Philadelphia tonight to win that lottery.
Cool with me.
More than that, I think what you're rooting against if you're a Grizzlies fan is like, you don't want San Antonio winning this, do you?
No, absolutely not. That would be really brutal.
I mean, if San Antonio were to win this, they would draft Cooper Flagg. He would be the favorite to be Rookie of the Year, which means they would be the favorite to have 3 straight Rookies of the Year.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I think they would just draft Cooper Flagg, but, they could go out and get somebody. I mean, maybe they use that pick and go. Maybe they want Giannis,
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that big development in a minute. But, yeah, you could. I mean, this is what the Cavs did once upon a time. Flipped the number 1 pick in the draft for Kevin Love. Mm-hmm. They just said, we don't want the number 1 pick in the draft. We'd rather have Kevin Love to put with LeBron, to put with Kyrie, and it resulted in a championship. Now, I don't know that you would give away the rights to Cooper Flagg for a Kevin Love-like player in the year 2025. That was such a special set of circumstances in Cleveland in that moment. You had LeBron coming back. You already had Kyrie in the franchise. It was like, let's go for it right now. And they went for it, and it worked. They won a championship. Mm-hmm. I don't know that you would make that kind of deal now, but when you win a lottery, you suddenly have an asset that is super duper valuable, particularly when somebody like Cooper Flagg is available. So I'll let the Spurs seem like they know how to run a franchise.
I think they're pretty good at it.
I'll let them figure that out. But I don't know that you put Cooper Flagg up for auction, even in a Giannis thing, particularly if you aren't convinced that Giannis adding to your roster right now makes you a contender immediately. But maybe so. Either way, these are the types of things you can start to think about. Another Western Conference franchise that has at least some lottery odds, like they're in the game, Houston. You wouldn't want to see him go to Houston, would you?
No.
I mean, the Rockets are already ahead of us in the pecking order of everything. You wouldn't want to see him go to Houston. And then Dallas is in there, but they don't deserve him. I don't believe it. I don't believe in karma, and I don't believe in much more than coincidences. The main thing I believe in this world is coincidences.
Yeah.
That just, sometimes things happen and there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. But once you give away Luka Doncic, I don't think you deserve to get a Cooper Flagg.
I don't think you do either.
Now, you've got to pay a price for that. You're the franchise that stupidly wanted to give away a Luka Doncic. We do not trust you to have a Cooper Flagg. You don't know how to handle stars.
Right.
We don't trust you anymore. You don't get to have a Cooper Flagg. I think that should be a rule.
Yeah.
If you give away a Luka Doncic, you don't get to have a Cooper Flagg.
Yeah. When there's this, by the way, you would agree that he is like a generational player.
I don't know that I agree with that.
You don't agree with necessarily?
Here's what I believe about Cooper Flagg.
Is he a sure thing?
Was Zion a sure thing?
I thought he was.
Was Greg Oden?
He looked like he was going to be. Yeah.
So, you always got to remember, here's what I believe about Cooper Flagg. There is nobody else who should be picked number 1 in this draft. Mm-hmm. He should be the number 1 pick. I don't care who gets the pick. He should be the first pick. Am I convinced he'll be the best player from this draft? No. I mean, I know where he should be picked. Number 1. But then, careers are going to unfold. Mm-hmm. And it could come down to the franchise that selects him, the coach that's in charge of developing him, the people he's surrounded by, injury stuff, lifestyle stuff. I have no reason to think that Cooper Flagg will be anything other than a really good, possibly great NBA player. No reason. But there weren't a lot of reasons to think Greg Oden wouldn't be awesome, or lots of people who get picked high in drafts. And we're all very sure about these people up until they put on uniforms. And then you can look silly pretty quickly. So do I believe he's got an opportunity to be great? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think he can be? Sure. Am I certain of it? I don't know.
Yeah. But he is the surefire number 1 pick, which wasn't the case in last year's drafts. And I think these drafts where there is a guy that's this is the consensus number 1, this is who everyone's going to take at number 1, just keep it out of the West for me. That's what I'm always rooting against.
Yeah. So we'll see. But a franchise will sell a lot of tickets tomorrow based on the idea that tonight they won the opportunity to select Cooper Flagg.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.